We are back at home for a mid-season matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. It is week 9, but I will say in week 8, we unfortunately did take a loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it was not a pretty one. Thomas DeShong got knocked out midway through the game, and, PJ Walker had to come in and finish, and it wasn't all that great. And it's the second time now PJ Walker's had to finish up a second half of a game, and we lost it, and now we fall to 3-4, but we are back at home. We are facing the 4-4 Arizona Cardinals. We do have some other news to quickly show you, though, as in the past 2 weeks we have re-signed Divine Diablo on a 2-year contract, and a big re-signing, Nate Hobbs, back for another 4 years. Hobbs has been great this season, and when it pertains to this game, last week, Kyler Murray did go down for the Cardinals, so the Cardinals are without Kyler Murray, though they have started this season pretty impressive at 4-4, maybe surpassing some expectations that this team had, as with all the draft picks that they acquired, they were able to put together a nice roster, but that could be falling apart quickly, as without Kyler Murray, it is Clayton Tune to be the team's quarterback. The Raiders are trying to get back to 500 and be at 4-4, nearing the midway point of the season, while the Cardinals look to stay 500 and above without Kyler Murray for the next few weeks. It'll be Raiders and Cardinals up next. And you see Clayton Tune coming out onto the field for the Cardinals, the second-year quarterback who has not gotten a whole lot of time, but he won the backup job in training camp and has only thrown 10 passes this season, as Kyler went down very late last week. And he's going to be the team's quarterback for the next few games, and we'll see what Clayton Tune has up his sleeve, as Tune with a clean pocket will throw over the middle, and that's Hollywood Brown all the way to the 44-yard line. That's a great start to his game, as Tune, making his first career start, will throw underneath and has it to midfield on his second pass of the game, now handing it off to Kareem Hunt. And Kareem Hunt, the former Chief, former Browns running back, now here in Arizona. And Tune to throw outside. That's Rondale Moore, and Moore with a quick catch out of bounds after a gain of 8. And now play action, but Max Crosby is not faked, and he is sacked. Max Crosby getting to Tune, and that's 3rd and 11. Tune to throw, and Clayton Tune just misses his man, and that means Thomas DeShong in the offense is coming out into the field. DeShong has had his ups and his downs in his rookie season, 8 touchdowns, 7 picks through the air, and we know what he does on the ground, but let's hope he can put things together against a inconsistent Cardinals defense that is prone to be torched, as Josh Jacobs will take the first carry of the game, and Cleveland Farrell, the former Raider, is hurt, as DeShong on his first throw of the game has it underneath to Jaden Sharu, and it'll be 3rd and 1, and on 3rd and 1, you know what we are doing. It is Josh Jacobs on the ground. He gets the first down, and now under center, stretch right, Josh Jacobs cut it inside, and Jacobs does not get much, 2 yards. The big Cardinals addition was Levante David, as he is the captain of the middle of the defense, as Jacobs will get the catch outside and just have enough for a first down. And now quick RPO throw to Kalen Shanny. And Kalen Shanny, you want to see him get more involved in the receiving game, as you know what he could do in the return game. As it's a fumble, and it's picked up by the Cardinals, and it's Orwell Gennady, the first-round pick, and Gennady's taking it back for a touchdown. And the Raiders put it on the ground, and the rookie corner out of Clemson, and DeShong is having flashbacks of the national championship where his Oregon Ducks lost to Gennady's Clemson Tigers, and Gennady puts the Cardinals on the board 7-0. Thomas DeShong has had his fair share of nightmares over what Clemson did to him in that national championship, ending their Cinderella run. We'll see how he responds to the Clemson defense doing some more damage, as he's almost picked up on that play. And DeShong's got to figure this out, because he is seeming a little rattled as he throws it out of bounds. Cardinals football, as Clayton Tune spreads the field, 5 receivers on a route, as Tune will have a clean pocket once again and fire one, and it is an open man first down, as Tune's gotten some clean pockets so far. Good job from the O-line of the Cardinals, not so much there in the run blocking, as Kareem Hunt loses 3. Now Tune to throw underneath, has it, and that's going to be a catch for Trey McBride, and it is going to be a 3rd and 5 situation for Tune to throw wide open, and it's off the hands of his receiver, Jake Driver. Raiders take over after a nice punt from the Cardinals, as Sharu has a pop pass, and Sharu will take it outside and gains 6 yards, trying to maybe get DeShong a little bit more comfortable after what happened earlier. Jacobs will take the carry and get the first down as we are at the 18-yard line. RPO handed it off, and that may have been the wrong decision. Now 2nd and 12. DeShong under center, takes the short drop, and DeShong will throw outside Michael Mayer. Not much there, 4 yards now spreading the field. DeShong will throw, and there's Michael Mayer once again, and he beats Levante David in coverage as DeShong now will take another drop back and will have nowhere to go. He just throws it out of bounds. Almost got sacked there. Good job getting rid of it, though. Spreading the field once again as DeShong will set up a screen. He's hit as he's thrown this time, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. DeShong to the air, and DeShong's rolling. Hit as he's thrown again, and that's 3 incompletions, and the Raiders are going to punt. Clayton Tune takes over, and the Cardinals will drop to throw, and it's caught once again. And the Raiders are having some struggles stopping this passing attack so far. And Clayton Tune now is going to run the football. Tune has a bit of athleticism and can run the football. He's no Kyler Murray, but he can definitely run as Tune picks up 9 yards. And now they go at Kareem Hunt, who sheds a tackle. And Kareem Hunt will take it to the 36-yard line. Now pistol formation. Tune will play action, and Tune up top. That's Hollywood Brown. Touchdown, Cardinals. Hollywood Brown beats Southward over the top. And it's a bad matchup for Southward, who is not the fastest dude, and Hollywood Brown is all speed. As DeShong will throw, and it's incomplete on his first drop back of the possession. And he's thrown 4 straight incomplete, as Jacobs will take the 2nd down carry and get 6. Now DeShong has to make something happen here, as DeShong will throw, and it's off Jacoby Myers, and he wasn't ready for it. Miscommunication as the punt is away, and back to return is Rondale Moore, and Moore gets lit up by Jacorian Bennett, and Bennett forces the fumble. Bernie picks it up and loses his sense of direction and goes out of bounds, but the Raiders have a momentum-flipping fumble go their way, and we needed that badly, as Jacobs will take the carry, and Josh Jacobs will have himself 9 yards, but we needed something big. And now screen pass set up. Kalen Shanny cuts it inside, gets it to the 22-yard line. And now DeShong to throw. DeShong will roll and run, and DeShong dives ahead for a gain of 5. 2nd down. DeShong under center, drops the throw, and has Jacoby Myers. This time they are on sync as it's 3rd and 1. It's Jacobs taking the handoff, and Josh Jacobs sets us up. Goal to go. DeShong to the air, and he will throw, and Jacoby Myers drops it in the end zone. You gotta catch that. DeShong now will run up the middle, trying to fight for the end zone. David stops him. It's 3rd and goal at the 2. We go Josh Jacobs, and that's a touchdown, Raiders. We run it in after the Jacoby Myers drop, but that's a big-time special teams play by Jacorian Bennett to give us the football back and put us back in this game. They go Kareem Hunt on the handoff, and he jukes Marietta out, and Marietta misses, and it goes for a bigger run as Kareem Hunt goes for about 15 yards. It's now a throw and broken up by Southward. And that short stuff, Southward's got the advantage. We just can't get him over the top on Hollywood Brown because that's going to be a mismatch every time for him. As Clayton Tune now on 3rd and 6 will throw to Kareem Hunt, who's open, and Devin Bush brings him down. Devin Bush, as you can remember in last episode, had his struggles in coverage, and we're going to hope he can play a bit better than allowing a historical game. As Marietta this time blows it up in the backfield. Marietta wasn't missing that tackle. 3rd down and 8 as Tune will get sacked. It's Devin Bush on the blitz, and the Raiders are going to take control of the football as DeShong will throw a toss out to Jacobs, and that goes absolutely nowhere. Now 2nd down, DeShong to throw. He's going to go up top for Myers, and it's incomplete. It is 3rd and long from our own 16-yard line. Raiders are going to go play action, and DeShong's going to take a shot to Shanny, and DeShong hits it, and Kalen Shanny, he's too fast. Shanny, touchdown. Raiders, 84 yards to Kalen Shanny, and he really is just too fast, and DeShong fits it in between 2 defenders, and in between the zone coverage. Shanny was not going to be caught. And the Raiders, just like that, have tied the game up. And you can't let Shanny get in between the zones because that will happen. And the Raiders hit their big play. And once again, Shanny hits a game-changing, momentum-shifting big-time play, and that's not the first time he's done that this season. As now with the 2-minute drill, Clayton Tune trying to get the momentum back in the Cardinals' favor as Rondale Moore will catch it underneath. He broke a tackle and got 7 yards, and now the hurry-up offense from Clayton Tune as he will roll right, and Tune's going to run it, and Tune gets a block downfield, and Clayton Tune is running wild, and Tune gets shoved out of bounds, but not before getting to the 24-yard line. Got a key block from the receiver as Tune will throw quick underneath, and it's broken up. Cardinals got plenty of time, though, as a minute and a half to go as Tune throws, and he's going to go for the shot, end zone, touchdown, Cardinals, and that's Jake Driver who dropped the pass earlier. That's going to be it for the first half as the Raiders got the football back and just took it to half, but it is 21-14, and this has been an odd first half as the Raiders allow a scoop and score touchdown to Gannady. Deshaun plays a little shaky. He picks it up in the second quarter. There was an 84-yard touchdown, but Clayton Tune is playing himself a really nice game against his defense, and in his first career start has his team on top in the first half, and we'll see if the Raiders can figure out how to stop this Cardinals offense, as the defense has been a struggle all year, and we're hoping that Todd Bowles can cook something up for us in the second half. The second half will kick off with the Raiders taking the football as Josh Jacobs will get a 9-yard carry on the first play of the second half as we are looking to have a great start. Tie this game potentially up. Jacobs loses 2, and now on third down, Deshaun has to go to the air. Has Michael Mayer who breaks a tackle. Forward progress, thankfully, will give him the first down. It's now play action, but we aren't going to fool anybody. And Deshaun has hit as he's thrown now. 2nd and 10. Play action once again. This time we got some space, and Deshaun's going to throw on the run down the field, and it's deflected away. Just a little more further out in front, and Sharu would have had it. Josh Jacobs now will set us up on 4th and 3, and we are going for this. Aggressive call, aggressive throw to Sharu, and it's incomplete, but there's a flag on the play, and the refs are going to bail us out. Pass interference. He got there a little too early, and it's going to extend the drive of the Raiders. Now with the 47, play action, rolling, throwing, and almost threw it right back to the other team, and Deshaun got away with one. Now Deshaun is going to follow up with a bomb up top to Jacoby Myers, and that was about as good of a throw as you can make. What a pass from Deshaun to the 6-yard line. That was incredible. And now Deshaun, 2nd and goal, will run. And will he have the corner? No, not quite. He gets us to the 3-yard line, though. And we hand it off. Jacobs trying to fight his way in. He does. Touchdown Raiders. And Deshaun goes from almost throwing a disastrous pick to throwing one of the best passes you will see all season in the face of pressure over 2 defenders. Thomas Deshaun is surely just a big roller coaster ride of a player. And that is going to be a 21-21 game as Kareem Hunt will break a tackle and get a yard. 2 now will go right back to Hunt, and Hunt sweeping left side, and he loses 2. Now he has to go to the air. Screen pass right side. Kareem Hunt, 3 straight touches, and Kareem Hunt will not get the first down. Raiders take over. Triple option, and if he would have got that pitch off, it would have been a big run, but sadly he couldn't. As Deshaun now will throw up top again for Sharu, and that's great range from Buda Baker to get that. Now we got 3rd and 13, and Deshaun is going to float one, and that's a long ways to run for Shanny, but he runs underneath and gets it. What a throw from Deshaun. He floated it up there over 50 yards and let Shanny run right underneath it, and that's another amazing throw as Deshaun will roll right. He'll just throw it basically away as 2nd down and 10. And Deshaun will throw one a little high for Jacoby Myers. It's crazy how he'll struggle with a throw like that, but he'll make one of the most beautiful throws you see, and just barely getting tripped up as we were so close to that first down. Instead, we have to settle for a field goal. But Deshaun now has made 2 incredible throws in this 3rd quarter to give us a lead, as now this defense is playing a lot better. Max Crosby stuffing the run, and now they go once again to Kareem Hunt, and eventually it works, as it took about 5 tries in the second half to get Kareem Hunt a big play. Now throwing quickly, broken tackle, and it's going to be a 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. This defense has played pretty solid in this third quarter, as it's a sack now. Up the middle comes Divine Diablo, and the linebackers are getting involved. Both of them have a sack now, as 3rd and 12. To the air. Nice time in the pocket, but it's deflected away and southward after getting beat for a touchdown. Has been playing very well. And now Shanny with a lot of room, and Kalen Shanny will get 16 yards on the bubble screen. 1st down and 10, hand off to Jacobs. And this offense is rolling now. This team is rolling as we start the 4th quarter. Deshaun nowhere to go in the read option. It's going to be 3rd and 6. What has Deshaun got for us this time? Play action. We've been getting Deshaun on the move a bit more, but this time he's sacked by Ojolari, and it's going to be Cardinal football. The Cardinals going to have a chance to take a lead, maybe tie this game up, as there goes Kareem Hunt, and Hunt gets a great lane and runs right through. Hunt trying to figure things out as he has struggled in the 3rd quarter, now picking things up maybe in the 4th, as almost picked off by Nate Hobbs. Freshly paid Nate Hobbs almost getting a huge interception for us as Kareem Hunt nowhere to go. It's 3rd down and 8. Toon will catch us off sides, and he's got a free play. Toon over the middle has his man, and that's going to be a declined penalty as Marquise Hollywood Brown over the middle has way more than 5 yards, and Tyree Wilson having an offside to potentially cost us possession, as that's going to be Kareem Hunt. How did he get through that, as Kareem Hunt turns a no gain into 6 yards? And now the Cardinals are really driving here in the red zone, and Kareem Hunt's fighting. It's 3rd and inches. Kareem Hunt on back-to-back carries has done great things, and now it's going to be a catch. 1st down and goal at the 1-yard line. They're going to hand it off to the fullback, and that's going to be Ben Mason, nowhere to go. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and I think that was a bit generous. Now play action. Toon out of bounds, and it's going to be 3rd and goal at the 1. And the Cardinals are back in goal, and they're going to go Ben Mason again, and he gets stopped again. And it's 4th and goal at the 1. And I gotta be honest, that's a bit of a cowardly call in my opinion. They go for the tie instead of the lead, and now the Raiders gonna have a 24-24 game with 5 to go. And they're going to have Deshaun in a read option. He will get 3. It's 3rd and 7. Deshaun to the air. He's going to throw up top. There's Sharu. He's got a step in. He's got a lot of room. Jaden Sharu. Touchdown Raiders. And Jaden Sharu has a big touchdown. It's 31-24. And Deshaun is lighting the defense up through the air today. This second half has been a completely different player, it feels like, as Toon will try to tuck and run, gets through the offensive line, and Toon will get himself 13 yards, but I can't get over some of the throws that Deshaun has made. That one was a bit less impressive as the one to Shanny and Jacoby Myers, but a big touchdown to give us the lead, and now it's up to the defense, as up top to Hollywood Brown, and he caught it. 1st down at the 20-yard line, and Hollywood Brown beats Southward up top again. Kareem Hunt takes a carry, as Kareem Hunt is nearing 20 on the game, as it's carry number 18, as Hunt was maybe one move away from breaking that to the end zone. Instead, it's going to be 3rd down and 4. They throw end zone, and it's dropped by Rondale Moore, and it's 4th down. That's a costly drop, and now Toon to the air. We'll have a 4th down try where he gets sacked, and that's going to be Devin Bush. And that drop might cost the Cardinals this game. Jacobs takes the carry, and Josh Jacobs gets the 1st down, and we are 1 first down away from ending this game. Josh Jacobs will get brought down. 2nd and 9. Go left side now on the stretch, and nowhere to go this time as Wingard makes the tackle for loss. It's 3rd and 11. We go with another handoff, and we're just going to punt this football away. We're going to run the entire clock all the way down and burn a timeout. It is going to be 30 seconds to play, and the Cardinals now will have very little time to try to score a touchdown as the punt return takes them to the 29-yard line. They got to go a long way and not a lot of time. They got to throw it, and Toon just gets it out of bounds. He didn't like what he's seen. It's going to be 18 seconds to play. Toon will roll right, and Toon gets sacked. It's Max Crosby, and they're not going to have time, and that's going to do it. The Raiders win, and the Raiders go to 4-4 as Max Crosby puts an end to the game with his 2nd sack. And the Cardinals, they fought hard without Kyler Murray, and Clayton Tune didn't do bad for a first career start, but it just was too much in the end as the defense went from allowing a pretty decent amount of yards and points in the first half. I thought they played a lot better in the second half, only allowing 3 points, and Thomas DeShong played a great second half, as some of the throws that DeShong made were just incredible. That throw to Jacoby Myers was beautiful. That deep bomb to Shanny, the second one, I guess I should say, was great. And I can't say enough about some of the arm talent that was displayed in that second half, as when DeShong is really hitting his stride and hitting these passes, you can see just how special he can be. But now, let's get to our weekly draft update in the world of college football. This is your college football update, and it's week 5 and week 6 are now in the books, and we have lots and lots of movement. As I said in the last episode, there was a lot of big time matchups this week, and the polls were definitely going to be shaken up as we go through week 5. Michigan, who was in the college football playoff last year, goes down to Penn State, and Penn State jumps all the way up to number 5 with that big time victory. Clemson, your national champions from last year, they go down to Miami, and Miami, who has now beaten Florida State and now Clemson, jumps all the way up to number 7 at 5-0. A surprise in the college football world. In week 6, we go on. Washington State goes down. UCLA, they jump up after Clemson's loss, but getting that big win over Washington State, knocking them out the top 15, is big for them. We have Iowa State taking down West Virginia, Ohio State taking down Northwestern, and Ohio State also taking down Purdue in week 5, as Ohio State has had a very dominant run game these past few weeks, and we will get into a reason why later on with one of the players we will talk about. But when you look at the polls, it is a lot of stuff going on right now. But if there's one thing you can't rely on, it's that USC is the best team in the nation right now. And as you can see on the right side, Lance Bowen and Raleigh Cordula are just lighting it up. Cordula already up to 7 touchdowns in 5 games. And as we look ahead to week 7 and week 8, Tennessee will take on Georgia, Clemson, NC State. In week 8, we have a big Texas and Texas A&M matchup, 2 5-0 schools going at it. North Carolina will take on Miami, and UCLA will take on Washington. But now, let's get into some of these players. Michigan might have lost this past week to Penn State, but it is no fault of this man right here, Devry Nesbitt, an edge rusher who is got a unique set of skills that not a lot of edge rushers possess in the NFL, as most edge rushers, you think of guys attacking the quarterback. Well, Devry Nesbitt is an elite run-stuffing edge. You get those wide zone runs going in his direction, and if the running back tries to get outside, he is going to bring them down, and he has stopped the wide zone and those plays where they try to sweep it all the way on the edge and get the speed on the edge. He is a great player when it comes to getting out there and wrapping those guys up and bringing them down. He had 18 tackles for loss last year, and he's on pace to do a little bit more than that this season. If I had a comparison for him, I really like the idea of him being Montez Sweat, but a bit less athletic. Montez Sweat is a pretty freakish athlete, so I don't think it's fair to completely compare him. If you remember Montez Sweat coming out of the draft, Montez Sweat was going to be a very high draft pick. He was going to go a lot higher than what he did, but some red flags came out. He fell in the first round, and Washington got a steal. And in his short career in Washington, has established himself as one of the elite run-stuffing edges in the league. On top of that, he is a great pass rusher. But Nesbitt has a little bit of ways to go because he is not quite the athlete of Montez Sweat. But like I said, he possesses some of the abilities to stop the run like him, and he can get to the quarterback. He's not like a liability. He's got 6.5 sacks last year, and he's got a lot of potential. He's going to be a pretty fast player, and I say one of his weaknesses is he has no elite athletic traits, and that's where he's a less athletic Montez Sweat comes in. He's not a freak, but he's going to be pretty fast. He's going to be decently strong. He's going to have a lot of good, no bad, but no elite. He's just going to be pretty good at everything, pretty good across the board in athleticism. And I think, when you're really athletic like that, you do tend to rely on your athleticism to make some of the plays for you. And that's where I think as a pass rusher, if you're going to be a great edge rusher and you're going to be a true number one edge rusher, you got to learn how to, get to the quarterback, get some pass rush moves. That's why I say he should start out as a number 2 guy. But I think he has a lot of potential, all the potential in the world to be a true number 1 edge rusher if he can develop his pass rushing skills, if he can get to be a guy who's getting 10 sacks a season while also getting you like 20 tackles for loss. I think that can be an incredible player with his level of athleticism, and he has some versatility to him. I mean, I'm not gonna say like Micah Parsons or anything, but like he's a guy you can line up as an off-ball linebacker, and you can blitz him up the middle. Like he can do a little bit of everything, and he can even cover if he has to. He's not like some great coverage linebacker, but you can see he got a pick for pass breakups. I mean, he can move in coverage a little bit, and Michigan has lined him up at linebacker, just an off-ball linebacker, and, really moved him around a bit. I think he has a lot of versatility, and I think a great defensive mind can get him in the building, and if they can develop those pass rushing skills, you can have yourself a great edge rusher. If not, you're getting, at bare minimum, a great run stopper and a guy who can play all over the field. I think Denver Nesbitt is more than deserving of being a first-round pick in this year's draft. How about we talk about another Iowa State product? That is Troy Tolbert, the tight end, and I have him going as a late second to early third round pick, and he's got a very odd body type. As you see his height and weight, he is a 6'2", 250 plus pound tight end. It's a very odd breed of tight end, but he has his uses, and I think a positive we have to cut to with that height and weight is that he is trying to shed some weight. He's trying to get himself to be around 250 or under 250, and he's already a really fast tight end. The comparison, as you can see, is Jonnu Smith, who's got a lot of athleticism himself. He's already pretty fast for his size, but he's trying to lean up, get faster, and I think that's a good sign. He is a great vertical threat. I mean, we can get into that as when you're lining him up as a 6'2" tight end in line and he runs those seam routes, he can really get in between the zone coverage and find his way through. And he's gotten some big touchdown catches for Iowa State. He's gotten multiple catches over 30 yards this season and last season. And when you got a guy like Jonnu Smith, who's the comparison, it's no surprise he's a good run after catch threat, as he can, off those play actions, dump it off to him, and he'll run up and get you like 10 yards. I think he's, a guy who, if you think of the Giants offense and how they use their tight ends off play action, Daniel Jones will run out, play action, bootleg, dump it off to the tight end who will run up and get a couple of yards. He'd be a perfect fit in an offense like that. And that's why they got a guy like Darren Waller now, who's really athletic, a vertical threat who can get deep, but also can catch the ball underneath if he has to. And I think, a team like the Giants would be a pretty decent fit. I think he does need to get better on his hands. If he had better hands and if he were a couple inches taller, I think we'd be talking about him as a first round pick. But, you can't control the fact that you're 6'2". You can get better at hands. You can teach that. But him being 6'2", 257, it's a no from a lot of people in terms of what they like in a tight end. A lot of people still like the traditional tight end, and he is not a traditional 6'4", big mauling possession tight end. He is definitely a player who is more of a role player and maybe won't develop into an every down tight end. Jonnu Smith nowadays is, a number 2 and has his big games, but isn't reliable. So there is worry in that perspective, but I think Troy Tolbert has a lot of potential to get to a point where he can be a consistent starting tight end in this league, which is why I still have him in day 2. We'll see what team he goes to, because it really depends on what team gets him and how they want to use him. Will they utilize his verticality or his run after catch ability? Promised you we'd be talking a little bit about Ohio State, and Ohio State has picked up back-to-back dominant victories, and especially in the ground game they have been dominating, and that is a big reason why we are talking about Tyler Dunbar, the guard, who is this year's great run blocker, just a great run blocker, as he is pulling, moving around, getting out there. He is one of those guards who You know, they'll run a counter, they'll run something with a pulling guard, they'll do something, and you're wondering, how the heck is this offensive lineman 10, 15, 20 yards down the field bulldozing a safety? He is that kind of lineman who will get out there, get on the move, and just run over a DB if he has to, get on a linebacker. He is that kind of fun lineman who an offense is going to love to have the ability to get a lineman out there because he's going to be super athletic. I don't know what he's going to test at the combine, but his acceleration, his get off on the outside is really impressive. And I think a big thing on him is he's a really high floor player. At bare minimum, he's going to come in and be a really, really nice run blocker. I don't know if he'll ever get to the point of being an elite guard because he's just a decent pass blocker. He needs to get a bit better in that regard, as he does kind of get a little exposed when he's facing one-on-one big interior D linemen who will overpower him. He will get a little exposed. I think he needs to bulk up a little bit because he's so lean for a 6'4", 316 pounder. He's pretty lean for a guy that size. I don't know how he does it, but he gets on the move. I think he does need to bulk up a little bit because he's going to get exposed by the big D linemen, Quinnen Williams and Aaron Donald and all these people. They're going to have their way with him, and that's going to be why he's not going any higher. A late first rounder is pretty accurate, I feel like. And if I had to compare him to somebody, I'd say Lael Collins. No, I'm not talking about Lael Collins of the past few years. I'm talking about the Lael Collins that was out there on the Dallas Cowboys offensive line when they were dominating, and Lael Collins was, well, never the best part of their offensive line. And I don't think you can run your offensive line with Tyler Dunbar being your best piece, but he's a great piece. He is a piece of your offensive line. He shouldn't be your best, but he definitely won't be your worst. And he's going to be, I'm pretty confident in saying, a starting guard in the NFL for a long time. So, I mean, you're getting a really nice player in Tyler Dunbar, and I think he's a player that the Raiders could definitely use with their running offense and some of their offensive line struggles as of late this year. But that will do it. A fun episode with the offense showing how dangerous they can really be at times with the deep ball and all the talent that we have making explosive plays. We are now at 4-4 and very much in talks for a division or playoffs and everything. I know it's only halfway through the season, but it's been a lot of fun so far. Next episode, we will be simulating a game against the New Orleans Saints and taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And we will see if we can stop Bijan Robinson and their dominant run attack. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're excited for the next one as we get through this second season and really watch this Raiders team grow. I will see you all in the next one.